Alright, they are off. So these two runners are quite skilled. When I'm racing them, there's a very high chance that they could be beating me because they have a high level of skill. So what they're doing right now is they are going to Diamond Step Island. Diamond Step Island is really close to the beginning, and so it's really easy to just you can do this hop using the swift sail at the same time you go into this whirlpool, and you can void out. Oof, looks like Wind's missed it. That's a simple save and quit, and then he'll line up and fix it from there. So Jarhead just doing a Wind Waker dive off this cliff here to get him underneath the collision of the island, allowing him to pop up in this water, because for some reason the game makes Link pop up wherever there is water. And then it kind of brings you to the top. There's a couple places where this is useful, and Diamond Step being one of them, the forest island as well being helpful. So the only downside about doing Diamond Step early is the fact that it's a little bit slower, and you also need to be optimal. Winds is having kind of a hard time right now, and surprisingly enough, this won't set him back a whole bunch. He did say that his controller is malfunctioning. I have the runner's chat open as well. So I've seen runners start to do this strat where they go along the outside here, because some people just go back through the warp pod they came through, and surprisingly enough, going back through the warp pod is faster, and like it's essentially 100% consistent. So they have Nehru's Pearl. Alright, so Wind's had some technical problems and his equipment screwed up on him. Thankfully though, Gymnast did the exact same route, and they are essentially... Gymnast might have had a couple issues because he seems to be behind. He might have missed the Void Warp as well, but it doesn't set him back all too much. He's only 15-20 seconds behind right now. So what Jarhead just did is there is a trick in this game called storage where you pull your Wind Waker out and drop and cancel on the third to last frame before you hit the ground, and Gymnast just did it there, falling out there. And now he is going to open up a chest which will store the properties of the chest. Jarhead doing it right there as well. And Jim's doing this cool little trick where you can just jump up on this tree stump and simply jump slash over these vines with a damage boost. And Jim is taking the same route that Jarhead did. Probably I need to start doing that route. That looks way more consistent, so rip me. So Gymnast doing the storage as well a second time here. So Jarhead has 50 rupees, so I can conclude that the chest had a 50 rupee in it. So, getting chest storage allows you to have a really tiny hitbox. You can't climb up anything, but you can slip through cracks in walls and little things. I can't, let's see here, let's see if I can catch what Jarhead got. Because I can see what they get when they pause and do their menu. Okay, so he's gonna check the mail quick, and Gymnast is gonna grab a little bit of money. All right, so they got a bottle. The bottle opens up the access to saving Grandma. So they have pretty solid dungeons this time. I mean, I guess the fact that you only have to do 4 dungeons is a big benefit, so... So now, after getting a couple of those miscellaneous items, these guys are off to Windfall Island to start the majority of these side quests. There's 7 checks open to them right now in Windfall. So they're gonna go find some kids, have some fun playing some hide and seek, collecting all the other stuff in the process here. So let's see what Maggie has. Nothing. Aw, spoiled. So, I apologize if my commentary is a little bit shoddy, but I am also trying to track at the same time as commentating, so if I miss anything and anyone has any questions, I can answer anything that anyone has about this game. And if I can't, I'd probably be pretty surprised. Okay, so both the runners have Bait Big as well, which will play big into the fact of the RNG factor that hopefully hints are good. This Teal Lucas upsets me. Honestly, the models for this game are incredible. Gymnast opts for the classic because it's probably just that he's been playing this for so many years. The models end up changing things a little bit here and there with the hitboxes. So they got Cabanadied from Mr. Tingle. And also the power bracelets. So we're gonna see what Elvis has as well.
Huh? Yeah! Yeah!
Travis, what do you got for us?
Yeah.
You got Hookshot. He's awesome today.
Woo!
Alright. I'm getting used to this tracker as well. This tracker is laid out in alphabetical order. But I just know the tracker from where the items are usually, so... I'm trying to fill in the items they already like start with, and then also kind of like catch up with some other things. Because they start with 4 shards. And 4 shards starting with that is... Alright kids, what do you got for us? Grappling hook, heck yeah. Oh yeah, grappling hook is very nice. Who's there?
Hello, Dean.
Is this Montgol?
Yes, it is Mongol.
Nice.
I am here to help you, my friend.
Nice.
What did I miss?
They're just doing the beginning stuff.
The usual?
I just forgot what Miss Marie gave him, and I was about to check it off on the tracker, and then you distracted me.
Oops.
Oh no.
So guys, if you... Oh, a rich rupee. So, some riches, which isn't bad, considering we're starting with a bait bag, and we need some money to buy bait.
Yes, they are getting the items in the same spots because the runners are playing the same seed for consistency. Like, it would be ridiculous if we played 2 different seeds considering how utterly crazy this game could be randomized. So bombs is a
just
very
so
good
different.
check.
Like, on one seed you can have an item at a very convenient place, and the other seed you get just the item at the worst place possible, like maybe like bombs and arrow, who knows.
And that's why it's a really good thing that they did Diamond Step early, because if Hookshot was locked away somewhere in a dungeon deep far away, then going to Diamond Step would be really terrible to do much down the line, so having the items from it if it is needed is much better to get it earlier.
Yeah, the only redeeming factor about like not doing it early is if you're lucky enough to be able to route it with like Needle Rock Island when you get the Fire and Ice arrows or something. But even then, it's kind of sketchy.
We're hoping for Needle or Diamond Step to someday have 2 bow upgrades in it so that we can go directly to Needle Rock north from there.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be the craziest thing. The Master Sword already, heck yeah. Control of audio. Game is a bit loud, can't hear commentary.
Just try to reduce it a bit, should be better.
Alright.
I'm kind of used to playing in those settings at this point.
Alright, thank you. I literally just was like, hey, I'll commentate, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna be sitting here chatting about Wind Waker, you know, that's easy enough. And then nope. I have to do tracker controls, and I have to do commentary controls, and it's a bunch of sketchy looking stuff that I've never dealt with before.
It's alright, I will pick up the things you don't know. I should open the tracker too. Yeah, I'm gonna open it soon. I was opening other stuff first, so I could see the race.
I didn't get a chance to see which dungeons they have in this seed either, so...
Oh, next time they warp, we have to be looking.
Because then I can check those bad boys off.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Also, doing that Fairy Island that is right next to Paw Print. Always nice.
If I were Dean, I'd probably just swim there.
Oh, if you were Dean. But
oh, wait.
Are you Dean?
I can't call the runners Dean because that would be the worst meme ever.
Oh boy. Just wait for them to find your pearl or something.
So my strat here that I've messed around with is that I'll go directly to this fairy island from Pawprint, and if there isn't an item in it, I will quit without saving, so I'm back on Pawprint, and then I can swim from Pawprint to another island, like North Fairy Island or something.
Really not a bad idea, I'll be honest.
It's like using that save warp. What was that? Earth God lyric?
What? Yes, it was.
And Jim is opting to get the fairy.
Yeah, they already have bombs, so... I was gonna say he could also go do the ferry on that item, but no, he will need like a leaf to get there. Unless he knows something I don't. Oh right, over from Tingle. Forgot the Tingle Tuner is a thing.
So what they did with the Tingle Tuner is they took the ability off of it for the bombs to work for the chests.
Oh, that's semi-interesting.
In case somebody like didn't have it and bombs were way late in the seed or something.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna warp. We might see the other two dungeons.
Oh, I already checked them off.
Oh, nice.
Or I guess they're highlighted now.
Yeah, we just need to reverse that. Basically.
Okay. I hear you.
Put them dead yet, but
Finally, some differences. Hello, Momskull.
yes.
Oh. You seem to have cut out there for a moment, and I was just
Oh,
wondering.
okay. Yeah, I was kind of silent for a second there because I was just switching the bosses to shards instead of just dead on the tracker.
So on this tracker, the left side is Jarhead and the right side is Gymnast, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be that, yes.
Alright, so now that I have basically all the information down, I think I can focus on other stuff, so.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody to Wind Waker Weekly.
Yep. The weekly race that actually has 2 races in a week, but we don't want to call it bi-weekly because it sounds kind of bad.
It's discrimination.
I know, man. I don't know why they don't want.
So
No.
Gymnast, opting to check the fish hints.
Green
See
Jewel.
what he's got.
So Green Jewel means Forest Pearl, so they already have that. Not the
Well,
best hints in the world.
I mean, you know, if we weren't cheaters and using glitches, it would be alright, but, you know, just gotta be cheating and glitching.
Yeah, that's the way Wind Waker goes. There we go. Back on Windfall for Gymnast. It's the night now, so time to go talk to this girl. Meanwhile, Jared on Angular. It doesn't have the leaf, so he's gonna have to use the old slow method, which is not that slow.
He'll use. Oh yeah, he's got the. There's the leaf is required for all the other faster, weird, glitchy methods we do. Wait.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, he's doing it. Okay, I see now. So Mila, I ended up trying to skip her a lot or delay her to later, and that ended up being a bad thing because it turns out probability-wise she is quite likely to have an item. So
yeah, she doesn't have any requirements, so she will pretty often have something. Also,
and sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sometimes I'm a little bit nervous when I start off a race because I don't know why, because people are skilled and there's kind of a couple tricks right away at the beginning of the game that can cost time. And so I can use this to just kind of hang out and relax and breathe while I'm just waiting for Mila.
Also, to the angry crazy in chat, the treasure charts are randomized, but they are not in the item pool that can have progression items. So they are randomized, but it doesn't serve any purpose for our runners to go check those tonight.
We only play with about 6 or 7 of the settings selected for our tracker, or for the randomizer, because if we played with all of them, the time that would take to complete a seed would be upwards of 8, 9, 10 hours, something like that.
Pretty much, yeah. We add some races, some 100-person races between some players, Linkus and Gymnast, and those races were like 9 to 10 hours long. So even with really good players, it takes a while.
And I'm not commentating for 9 to 10 hours, so sorry.
Yeah, we would need like a team of commentators
We have some
taking
swap
turns.
outs waiting on deck, yeah. Yeah, they both have the Master Sword, thank you. I will
Yeah.
get that.
I was looking at the little icon, just trying to figure out if that was true. And yes, it is. You guys are following the race better than we are.
Yep, Boomerang, we got those checked up for them.
Yeah, beautiful boomerang.
Thank you, beautiful viewers, for your wonderful attention, because I definitely don't have any.
Welcome to the club, Dean. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, like I said, I've never done this before, and I literally just thought I was going to be sitting here talking, and nope.
I mean, best case scenario, we should be sitting there just talking, but we rarely have any trackers, so.
Well, thankfully this is quite easy, and I could do this by myself, no problem, and commentate, so.
Yeah, we're gonna be alright.
Oh, for sure. It's quite easy, it's in alphabetical order, and
Yeah, it is. At the same time, I kind of wish it wasn't an HTML table from the 90s, but still.
I actually wish it was like what displays on their screen, because that would be a lot easier to keep
It would
track
so
of.
much be.
Oh man.
Mela with the boomerang, the required item that is not that required.
If I see them going kind of the same route, I will check off it in advance. So just to like forewarn you.
Yeah, slight spoilers.
Oops.
If you guys are only watching one side.
The runners are following a tracker, and the tracker fills in as you fill in the items. So it opens up different areas, and they will essentially be going about the same place until they end up going to their first dungeon. So
Yeah, and I think Jonas just saw a hint that is making him go to his first dungeon early. Because
what was the hint?
The hint was a bow upgrade in the home of the bird people. So that's big in Roost Cavern for us tonight.
And that's big.
That's very big as a hint.
He also doesn't have Leaf right now, so there could be a potential, if he doesn't know the strat, that he might have to double dip.
Yeah, I'm hoping he studied that because there's quite a few ways to skip that leaf now. There's even like just a jump slash to a little place that you can go and just jump to the area with the Blasky in. And that
Yeah, I
area
believe that's from up top, yeah.
And that area is more important than it was before, since we added the Tingle chest in Logic, that has one more chest in that area alone. Always nice to know those tricks at this point.
Jarhead have anything in that fairy fountain?
I honestly didn't notice.
Oh my gosh, Monocle, we're terrible.
We're terrible at this. And the worst thing about this is I do this all the time.
The worst part is that I run this game. Oh, missing the torch throw.
Yeah. Who needs a torch throw when you can just pick up the torch from the bottom?
Uh-oh. Jarhead opting to use his Tingle Tuner.
Oh. Interesting, since that's one of the reasons we're running in a different build of the game right now.
Yeah, that's another reason why I was like kind of not like willing to race, because I'm like, I don't know about weird builds and stuff. Like I sort of get it, but like I don't know. I just
it
like
can
the
be
official
complicated.
release.
Now calling Tingle.
All right, so we're gonna be here for about 25 seconds.
I love the Tingle tuner because it so doesn't work, but at the same time it so does work.
The only
Here
issue,
goes Bo again already. The
wonderful,
bow was just there, so that's one more way to get through the dungeon. You can make the platform fall now.
and that also prevents him from having to do that strange setup for Bosky. Oh, he did the dry roll at the end. He was done for.
Yeah, that's sad, but it happens to the best of us.
The worst part about this move on Jarhead's position is that he will essentially lose his access to tuner when he saves and quits, because it shuts off every single time.
Oh my god, that's true.
So it's a one-time use, and hopefully this comes through for him. Hopefully this pulls through big.
Let's see what this fairy has for us.
If this is Leaf or Bow... Oh wait, this can't be Leaf. That's illogical.
No, it can't. I was about to say that, but it can definitely be a bow upgrade or maybe a master sword.
I have tried to push this check off as well, and it has bit me in the butt twice. Like, it was a pearl in one, and it was the bow in another one, and I just was like, oh, skip it, you know?
It's pretty easy to want to skip that one since it's that much out of the way. If you don't have to hologram it or something.
Jim doing the wonderful bow shot setup for those ropes, which is surprisingly lenient.
Yeah, those ropes have about the same hitbox as the ropes on Puppet Ganon at the end. And those ropes have some big hitboxes. Okay, what does the fairy have for us? Please, fairy.
Drum roll.
Oh, just more arrows.
Uh,
You kinda had their wish fulfilled, but not in the right way.
that's not too bad. They had Tower of the Gods, and
I mean, honestly, that's on the very good side of trash items, as some players call them.
yeah, if it's not
and
necessary.
Gymnast is in the lava. DRC. Such a wonderful place.
Let's not talk about my last race where I fell in the lava like at least 10 times. It was pretty monk-ass.
Oh man. Honestly, every single racer on this planet can have a very bad race. So.
This is definitely not Jim's main focus, but the movement in this game is very consistent. So it literally takes the first like couple minutes and you're back into it, because this game is very forgiving in my opinion.
Yeah, playing Wind Waker is kind of like riding a bike. Even if you never forget how you do that.
All right, so Jim going for this wonderful setup. Oh, almost got Keys wrecked. And then he will.
Wow.
First try, nice.
That went well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what this is going to allow him to do is he can traverse this dungeon backwards as long as he has one key, and that won't deplete his key inventory as well, so he can avoid some checks along the way.
Oh, and your pearl is there. Dean's pearl.
Dean's pearl!
Dean's pearl!
That's my pearl!
Why did you hide it there?
Every seed.
Don't know. Every seed, man. Oh, and a wallet upgrade.
Beautiful. Wallet gives us a check for mail.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like much, but that little wallet upgrade is an item for later. Oh, and another small key.
Which serves us no use now, because Gymnast is a sequence breaker.
Yeah. That's the beauty of doing the dungeon backwards. As long as you have one key, talking about keys, every single door you open backwards can be open if you have a key, but it won't deplete the key. That's the beauty of it.
And there was a tiny bit of a pause when Gymnast jumped off that ledge up there, and that is the game unloading the rock behind that door.
Oh.
It happens also if you go backwards through the other direction.
And
on the first
Jarhead
one.
just throwing the bait a little too far.
Oh, that is such a...
That's a mean fish.
He's probably just forehead right
Oh
now.
no! Oh,
You gotta
he's
L
giving up on
target the
this
fish
one.
jar.
And talking about bait bag being mean on us, there's a pair for Gymnast.
Unnecessary, but hey.
Hey dude, gotta love those pairs.
I usually L target the fish. It seems to up the consistency of them coming and grabbing it.
Honestly, if you say that does seem right, but at the same time, I have no proof of it, but I choose to believe that too. It's kind of like with Grandma. As soon as you can target her, it's safe to give her the fairy.
Oh, he just got a grapple hook.
Oh
hint
my god,
on
he's doing
Windfall.
that skip.
Oh, beautiful. I love that skip.
Yeah,
And
them too.
honestly, when he ran this game in the HD version from 2013 to 15 or so,
Yeah,
that was a huge skip at the time, and I learned it as well.
yeah. He did it last CD. He did it too, and Woofer just sent a video of this skip with like a Nom from Linkin Park on top of it. Don't know why he did that, but it was beautiful.
Link's like hat was kind of like blowing upwards for a moment in that
Yeah, that's the beauty of hot hair.
very strange thing.
And both the runners are at different places, but it looks kind of similar right now. There's MacTails, there's switches.
Wow, yeah, very nice.
That
Fire.
almost sync. But one of those places is a bit more terrible to play in.
Confirmed.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
So a leaf and a bow upgrade in the same dungeon. That's progression rules Cavern for you.
Oof. We're definitely giving favorable odds to Jim right now because of that hint. Literally, that hint is what made him go to this dungeon early, whereas Jarhead has still been searching around.
Yeah, it really is because, especially in those settings, players will wait a long time before committing into a dungeon because it can be dangerous to enter a dungeon that you might have to double dip. So they usually check the world overworld first. But that hint just gave him the idea of going there.
Jarhead might be looking for either bow or leaf right now.
Yeah, I think that's one of the two things he's looking for. And let's say there's one of each in the dungeon, which is kind of sad for him.
And Gymnast has enough items to go directly to Forest Haven and clear that out.
Well, if Forest Haven was in Logic, sure.
Well,
Tower of the God, though, is
if he
in
wanted
Logic.
to, yeah. And yeah, okay, Jim does have Dean's Pearl, so
Yeah.
he'll probably go there next because it's such a slow dungeon. You basically have to 100% it anyway.
And yes, the chat, the only goal we have is to beat Ganon. And to beat Ganon, we need all the sword upgrades, all the bow upgrades, a few items like the hook shot, the grappling hook, and we need all 4 pieces of the Triforce, which are going to be on the bosses tonight, since we're playing in race mode.
I rarely played before race mode was implemented, and the seats that I did, I almost never finished because I couldn't figure out all the progression of things to complete it. I don't know.
I did a classic race mode with Jarhead at some point, and yeah, it's very long.
Ooh, Jarhead going for this chest storage off of this platform here.
Oh,
Skull
very
hammer,
nice.
oh boy. Gymnast is raking it in on this dungeon right now.
Yeah, Dragon Roost
And
Cavern.
there's his key. So he can get into the boss door now.
Wow.
And now he just checked his map. He does not have the compass, so he's not going to go do the mini boss skip or the check there. Very nice. Wow.
Yeah, the Dragon Roost has been very nice on him.
And Gymnast just executed it very cleanly as well.
Yeah. Between the two huge skips he did, that just went very well.
And Jarhead with another bunk hint.
Yep.
Oh, cheater. Walking through walls. I guess
Yeah.
there were suggestions.
As always, just ignore the walls.
So we're gonna get another fairy check here. And this one was done early, so I don't feel like at this point it could have anything other than maybe potential letters or something. Or a bow, or a picto box, who knows?
Just arts.
Just a heart.
Just arts.
And I think he just quit right there instead of saving. He pulled a Dean strat.
Yeah, honestly,
Nice,
not
yep.
the worst move.
Oh, it's nice because you save the text of the rest of the fairy and a little bit of the cutscene. And when I did this, it was night when I was over there, but when I quit, I was back to day on Bomb Island. So when I went to Windfall, it was still day, so I didn't have to do an extra song of passing or anything.
Oh, very nice.
Just little things make me happy.
Yeah.
Because that's all I have.
And this is over for Goma on the side of Gymnast.
You know, Goma was trying to be a good boss there.
Yeah.
But,
You tried. I think my favorite thing about Goma is one of the few seeds where you actually kill Goma by throwing the grappling hook at their eyes. It can happen. It's kind of funny.
Swordless seeds?
No, just any seed where the killing blow is done by the grappling hook instead of the sword. It can happen in any seed. It's beautiful.
Jarhead opting to do this island, so he just got storage, and then he opened up this chest up here so that he can clip into the collision, accessing the loading zone.
Yeah, once again, this check is out of logic, but
he does have Cabana Deed early, so it could be a sword or bow.
yeah, it could be leading him to this place at some point. And that's the beauty of the Cabana Deed skip. You can get into Cabana without having your actual delivery bag to use this deed. So pretty fun. And there we go. The one thing is, it's going to be a bit different than what you guys are used to. Oh, and Moblins letter for Gymnast. So usually people in here will use the hammer to strike at the pegs from the other side of the wall, but since Jarhead doesn't have that yet, he will have to go a bit into the dungeon the regular way.
Oh boy, Jarhead. This doesn't seem like his best of work. I've played against him. He's a scary opponent. Like, he's crushed us by like 10-20 minutes before, and
yeah.
He might be having some nerves going on right now or something.
It might be the case, but still, he's going to be able to perform that little skip here.
He's going to sidle right through this little bar thing. Whoops.
Yep, there we go.
Alright, I will update this Triforce shard count. Thank you, JC.
Yes. We kind of forgot about that.
Shoutouts to everyone in the chat helping us keep track of stuff.
You guys are the trackers we need.
Very much.
And and Jarhead only had rupees in this first chest. Kinda hoping the second one pays off.
I believe there's a very convoluted Trog strat where you can get storage off that chest and then kind of go through this in a very strange way.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. It's kind of impressive.
Oh, and another stupid thing, the fish gives you the option to play the shooting game with it after talking to it a couple times, and so one time I was just mashing through and I accidentally clicked yes, and I had to sit there and play the game, which lasts quite a while.
Yeah, it is kind of very long. I can't believe I used to play this game for fun when I was a kid.
You own Wind Waker for GameCube but haven't seen half the stuff in this game? You gotta play it more, buddy.
Damn, it's time to revisit that game, my friend.
I've only probably put over 1,000+ hours into this game.
To Mom for Gymnast.
I gotcha.
There we go. And a fourth piece of art for Jarhead. So he's gonna
For
save work
Jarhead.
again. So yeah, those out of logic checks are going very well for him.
Well, another thing too is the probability of these fairy islands having an item is actually pretty high. So, like, in terms of statistics and probability, that's the better place to go. With these more checks, we have a bunch more checks of the fairy fountains in the overworld, and there's a higher probability that the dungeons won't have things. So, he's making, in terms of logic, the right choice, but he needs to get into a dungeon.
Yeah, and it seems like he's warping to his first one. He should be happy about what's inside there, but at the same time, a bit sad that he didn't go there first.
Between all versions, Wind Waker, HD, Randomizer, probably put 1,000 hours into it. Oh, I don't even want to talk about HD. I'd probably put at least a couple thousand hours into that too. I'm probably up to like 3,000 to 4,000 hours alone in just Wind Waker from all versions, which, you know, I should be
Dude,
better at this point.
do you want a crazy statistic? I put about the same hours as that, and I've never speedrun this game.
Oh,
I just
you're
play for fun.
ultra casual.
Yeah,
You should invest in some glitch hunting and stuff. Get the cheats for this. It's so fun to mess around with the cheats.
yeah, I should.
You could find barrier skip. Skip.
Oh. Bear skip.
Yeah. You would be a legend amongst the legends of legends.
I think my first investment will be just to catch a card so we can actually compete with you guys. And by compete, I mean flailing really until you guys win.
Well, you've watched us do things so many times. I'm sure that you could learn within a couple weeks very consistently.
I mean, I play this game for fun. Like Jared has played it against me, but yeah, I have yet to get the sub 2, but I'm pretty close. I have like a 203 or something. Pretty good.
When Jim's heading straight for the cabana deed, he's gonna be
Oh,
sadly disappointed.
yeah. But that Lacey is gonna be disappointed faster since he has the hammer to hit the pegs.
And he's getting that skip much quicker there. That's you just go up into the side of that wood, look down a tiniest bit, and then look slowly to your right or something like that until your hook shot kind of warps off at an angle.
Yeah, I that's pretty much it. Like, I thought it was harder, but in a casual race, someone convinced me to try it, and it's not that bad actually.
And Jarhead finally getting through here. He's gonna be getting the bow.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be having mixed feelings about this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like, I definitely need to come here quicker.
Yeah. He's gonna be glad the bow is there, but at the same time he's gonna be mad the bow is there. And he looked for it elsewhere. Piece of art for gymnast.
Well, thankfully the glitches in Wind Waker are super easy to grind out. Just like if you spend, I don't even know, 10 to 20 hours tops specifically practicing storage technique and super swimming, you basically have most of the game learned in terms of stuff. The rest is maybe like, oh yeah, roll clips as well, throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just movement and execution.
But even if you guys want to just play like the randomizer with us and don't want to learn all of that at the beginning, you still can play the randomizer without them. No need for glitches. It just makes things faster.
So this is the strat we were talking about earlier with Jarhead here.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna do a backflip.
Close.
Oh,
That was close.
I think his
You gotta
setup is a
watch.
little bit shaky, but that's my opinion as well. I do like the jump slash one where I run forward, roll off, jump slash. I think that side one seems just a little bit like it's almost like you have to rely on the fire pillar to blast you in there like knockback.
Oh, there we go.
It's very close. Command melody skip in Tower of the Gods more. That is a once you get it, it's 100% consistent. Once you understand what you're doing.
Yeah, there's a few really good setups for this, even if you don't want to make it very complicated to you. this game is kind of beautiful for that. Like, even if you cannot super swim like I can't do super swim, but if you can just do a bit of storage, you should be alright to do the majority of glitches in this run, which is kind of fun.
Well, swimming is really easy when you know what to. Like, you simply just you hold up to charge your speed, you hold down target, and then you do your down positioning in the slightest like position down to preserve your speed. And once you like understand the feel of that, just directing it and going to where you need to go is like it's incredibly easy.
Yeah, I will believe you on this because I don't have enough time to actually practice my super swim much. But I kind of get the basics of how to start it, but I still struggle with the hang, which is it kind of hits the hard part when you think about it.
Well, Jim getting a little bit of a setback. Hey, they're in swapped places again. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I was gonna say that. It's happening, guys.
Leaf
We got the
Rujara.
reverse sync.
ZFG sync.
Man. Man.
Trog Island is really fighting back today.
Yeah, it really is. Those backtails are programmed to ruin your day, I swear.
I can confirm.
I mean, they really are programmed to ruin your day. That's all they do as enemies. It's the one thing they do.
The speedrun animation of this game, the unofficial world record. Of
Yeah, that
Wind Waker,
one,
that
I
is
have
the
seen
greatest meme ever. They did one just like that for Breath of the Wild too.
Yes,
It's gold.
yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so much gold.
I just love the little Link just flying around by throwing his grappling hook.
I love the way he slides away from people while flicking them off.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh man, I just want to be able to do that to people while I'm at work. Just slide backwards.
Oh man, I wish.
Oh man.
I wish, but my work you kind of plan around this, and we are forced to wear anti-slip shoes, so I cannot slide backwards.
I have to wear anti-slip shoes as well, sir.
Oh damn, you too.
I am a chef in a kitchen.
Oh, makes sense.
I did not cut my fingers off today.
That's honestly pretty impressive as a chef.
Wind Waker will continue for me.
Oh shit. Is this your way to say you're gonna stream after this?
Probably not. I've actually been kind of taking a break because I've been doing a lot of hand stretching and exercises to get my wrists to not be so clicky and like inflamed. So
Yeah.
just little massages and stuff. Gymnast, this is not a puzzle. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I was showing the randomizer to one of my friends that is super casual in this game, and he really thought that was a puzzle. Then it was just like, oh no, that's super easy as long as you do not wait between the pegs. There's nothing to it, just things. And Jared swapping his baseball bat for a stick.
The sticks are OP.
Yeah, they are.
You can hover with a stick.
Finding your pearl again.
It's Dean's Pearl. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna do it.
I'm been tracking.
That's your job, man. And by that's your job, I mean, I also have the tracker open in case you forget something.
I'm the technical guy, and you're the entertainment guy. So
Well, damn.
let's not confuse us.
I just have been burdened with the responsibility here.
Oh, and just. Oh, and by tech I mean like. I know the tech of the Wind Waker game. I don't know the tech of commentating, so that's still on you.
Yeah, the tech of commentating. The trick is you get storage, and then you can just go away, take water for 2 minutes, and come back.
Ooh, I might do that.
That's a big strat. It's called the dehydration skip. Works wonders. Also, Gymnast is now in Tower of the God. Always a pretty good staying dungeon, since even if you go mode that dungeon, it's pretty much just as long as if you don't.
I would have definitely, if I were him, have opted to have gone a little bit quicker than what he's been doing, but hey, just in my mindset is just to get these dungeons done almost as soon as they're available. Minus kind of sort of Wind Temple, Earth Temple because of their low probability of having items.
And the
Ooh,
Master Sword. That's very nice.
Case in point, useful items.
Small key.
Small key, very nice as well.
That. You need one in this dungeon, and finding the one here is always nice.
I have
You
go
just skip
moded this
something
dungeon one time in all the seats I've played.
Oh wow.
And the Songstone was a small key, so that was so beautiful.
Oh, and talking about keys, big key for Dryad. Oh, and he's opting to go elsewhere.
I don't think he checked the rope under the bridge.
No, he didn't. That's why. Yeah.
Gymnast
probably gonna
just
do the
getting
mini-boss first,
routing
too.
luck.
Yeah, mini boss first, so he won't be able to skip a chest in this dungeon.
Jim's routing is like it's guessing obviously to a point, but there's a little bit of logic with knowing which items you can and can't skip.
Yeah, there's a logic to his madness.
He's been doing great.
Yeah, honestly, that's the beauty of Randomizer. Like, one day your routing will just fit the seed perfectly, and you will just feel so good about it. There's no, like, optimal routing in Randomizer, but when you get to be the optimal for a day, it's just beautiful.
I got a disclaimer to that. Whatever Woofer does is the optimal route.
Yeah, he's kind of proving that. Double champion and all that.
He just, like, always... I raced against him in the last weekly, and he beat me by, like, 14 minutes, and it's simply due to the fact that he checked a fairy island a little bit sooner than I did, and that led to a bunch of other items opening up. Otherwise, we could have been done with that seed in, like, an hour and 40 minutes. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I think the beauty of Woofer as a player is that he doesn't do things complicated. He just does very simple things, but he's always effective at it.
He takes the medium road. He is medium, awesome at execution.
And it really is.
Then he can just logically do everything, and he's just incredibly consistent in terms of his gameplay. Like, Gymnast will, like, go crazy with his execution, and he'll do everything great, but, like, all of a sudden when he does fail, it's like 2 minutes lost or something like that. Like Helmut softlock in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, just little things that just set things back, and it's hard for a top runner sometimes.
Another bottle of joy. And yeah, I think in those randomizers, like, being a very consistent player is the best thing to be, since even if you are good at some seeds, you can lose other seeds, and that's not good for a tournament.
Game Warrior 48. To answer your question, the Tingle chests, those are Tingle chests. In the original game, if you had the adapter for your Game Boy Advance, you could use a bomb from the Tingle Tuner to blow up that area, and it would reveal something. And so that was added in settings that we've been messing around with, because it only adds like an extra 5 checks for each dungeon, or
yeah,
total.
In the vanilla game, those chests only have the Tingle statues in them, which is just a little quest that is added in the game.
There was a couple that had like rupees or something else in it, and there was like 2 chests in Dragon Roost for some reason. Don't know why.
Also, there was another quest to find the 4th Tingle brother by throwing bombs at certain points on the islands.
The Outset Island, there was like this game with the Tingle. Yeah, that was
Tingle, Angel, Nicole, and David Jr. The 4 Tingle brothers. David Jr. kind of fits in. The beauty of David Jr., the 4th Tingle brother, the white one, the is the fact that he's not in their family and just kind of happened to stumble into the island. And they put a suit on him, and now he's stuck there. And Jared is now fighting Gomen. Shouldn't be too long. We have to get through that first phase of the fight, which is pretty much just a cutscene. Now we're in the fighting phase. Alright. And there we go. Bye bye, Gomen. You know, just trekking along in Tower of the Gods. Going for the second statue now.
And yeah, just to make sure that you know, don't check off Triforce. I've already done it in advance because if I can predict for something to do it, I'll definitely.
Yeah, I tend to not put the Triforce pieces before they get them because we saw a few players forget Triforce pieces in the tournament.
So this setup that Jim's doing, he gets Link's feet about halfway to the edge here and then lines up the B angle about there to do his side hop, which is effective. All the methods that you can, there's about 4-ish different ways you can skip that statue, and they all have their minor they all have their tiny technicalities you have to work with.
Yeah, and basically you just try every method until you find the one that you prefer. There's really not one that is better than the others.
I would probably say the crit mohop is the most consistent. Due to the fact that since it's 100% consistent when you know what your setup is, that
yeah. But at the same time, there's an argument to be made for the setup Gymnast used because it kind of is the fastest one.
Trog's method, I think, is fastest.
Yeah, Trog's method is very good too. Looks kind of crazy the first time you see it, but
I've actually tried Trog's method in terms of practice and stuff. I can't quite put the pieces together on how it all works out consistently from.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch Trog on super slow motion or something to figure it out.
So I'd say Jarhead is about 10 minutes behind because he went straight from Dragon Roost to Tower of the Gods.
Yeah, that is a pretty good thing to do in this case. At the same time, let's not forget that he has a few more overworld checks done than Gymnast. So if Gymnast goes and do those checks later, the lead will crumble a little.
I think the Gymnast already did those checks before going to. He did well.
He has one or two that he's missing, but it's very close, yeah.
Yes, Jarhead got a lot of stuff out of the way early, but if these items keep paying out for Jim like they have been, there's a chance that he won't even need to go check those places.
That is true, yeah.
So it's definitely it could still be anyone's depending on consistency playthroughs and stuff, but
I think the most dangerous kind of seed that it could be for Gymnast in this case would be a seed where everything just kind of opens up at the end and you have to pick a choice. That would be the worst for him. Oh, and Big Key. Just to say no to Big Key skip tonight. Big Key skip. A skip that he figured out during a tournament race. Because he's Gymnast. Treasure chart 30. It's not even the good one.
The good one is 23.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have one that is like your number.
It's not 42, but the treasure chart 23, the text box for it displays treasure chart 23 and nothing else. The other ones have some extra text you need to cycle through, saying something about how you need to fish it up at sea, and it just the blah blah. It explains the mechanic. But for some reason, the 23rd one just doesn't say anything.
Another master sword in Tower of the
This
Gods.
this is boy. Gymnast is rocking this. So there's a strong chance that if he gets the next 2 bow upgrades very soon, that oh man, he's gonna crush Jarhead potentially. Potentially.
Yeah, there's a potential for this. At the same time, they're both in the same dungeon, so they could, depending on where they go after the dungeon, things could change. But I don't think there's enough chests left in the dungeon for Gymnast to get both bow upgrades. So.
And looking at Jarhead's sword, he only has, or no, he does have the second sword. He just got it.
Yeah, I just got it. He still
Okay.
hasn't gotten in the loading zone yet. So.
Yeah, I was looking at the icon. I got confused for a second there.
Yep. That bit is kind of confusing the first time. Like you don't expect the sword to stay the same way when you get an upgrade, but it does.
I like to use the Tingle Tuner for this room as well, where you can just cross the Wizrobe gap.
Oh yeah. There's some very nice use for the Tingle Tuner. It kind of depends on when they find the last bow upgrades, because if they find them soon, they might not need any more songs. But if they don't find them soon and need to find the bow upgrades deeper into dungeons, they will need those songs, sadly.
For that Tingle chest, I like to pull out the bomb as I'm going up the platform and just kind of YOLO it and hope I don't fall down.
Yeah, I've seen that in your last race. You went very close to falling.
I threw the bomb and it blew up, and I like rolled right as the cutscene started, so that I climbed up onto the ledge.
Mhm.
That was very, very sketchy looking, but hey, I just take chances because sometimes you find cool stuff when you just YOLO, right?
Yeah, honestly, and when it's like a race like that, it's kind of hype to try things that can fail. It's just kind of fun to see.
Who is ahead? We're currently favoring by a couple minutes, but if routing past this dungeon changes, then it could be determined. You never know if one of the bad dungeons has an item deep
Oh,
away or
there's
something.
Picto Box.
Ooh.
So 2 swords and 2 Picto Box in this tower. Wow,
Very nice.
it's the tower of photography and fighting. Love it.
The trial made to test the hero. Thanks. Gave me a sword and a camera.
The hero needs to take beautiful pictures.
Okay, you know, I can just take pictures on my iPhone X, man. I don't need no stinking box.
You need the deluxe Picto Box because I said so. Okay, is that the logic?
It's probably like 2 pixels, 2 megapixels.
I love the Picto Box when you're playing a dolphin and it just kind of crashes your game.
Didn't that happen to Gymnast? No, he had light glitch. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
he had like glitch. And if you notice, he's not playing with that skin tonight.
Yeah, he's not playing with the cheerleader skin because I think the model was errored of some sort.
Yeah, the model is a bit too heavy for the game, so it loads the memory too fast. And at some point it can cause like glitch. And when you have like glitch and you take a picture, your game just crashes. Which is kind of what cost Gymnast's last race.
I'm going to select the Triforce Shard for Gymnast in an assumption that he actually grabs it. So
I've seen him skip this one. So.
yeah, that was wasn't it during the tournament?
He skipped 2 in the tournament. He skipped 1 here, and he also skipped 1 earlier in the tournament in a race against Carrie Olive in the group stages.
And did he take
And
a
that was
picture of it too?
No, the first time, the only one that took a picture was Scary Olive,
Okay.
and the joke was that you have to take a picture to remember after.
Oh boy.
So basically, when he did that in the grand finals, that was a shout out to Scary Olive.
That's just unbelievable that Gymnast, like I said, his playstyle, his execution. If you take out the soft lock for Helmrock, he probably would have won that race. And if you take out him forgetting the shard, he probably would have won that race as well too. There's two potentials that were set back by one deciding factor.
Yeah. It's always sad when it happens, but at the same time, it's part of the randomizer. You gotta remember to do those things. So
The randomizer definitely, what I like about it is the dynamic. You always have to think, and this is the Cryptmos hop Jarhead, what he's doing. He gets into that setup using that statue, calls it, goes into this corner and does a bunch of side hops. So that's what I think is the best one.
that's about what I used to. Kind of start from different point when I start side hopping, but it does the job. It's the same thing.
Trog said if you stuff yourself perfectly into like the upright of that pillar, then start your side hop, then it's 100%.
That's exactly what I do. I just line myself with the corner. Like instead of starting at the first side up that most guys do, I started the second one by setting myself up perfectly. I'm kind of used to it this way. Once again, like we said, there's no bad ways to play the randomizer. You find your tricks and you execute them the way you want.
Just kidding. You shouldn't play it the slow way.
I mean, you can play it the slow way, but...
I mean, you can, but if you're in race mode, in a race, probably not.
Just wait for my strat. It's called doing Forbidden Woods out of logic just for fun. It's a beautiful strat.
Yeah, I've done that where I'm in the middle of a race and I'm temp one. Hold up, and then it kind of dawned on me like a couple checks into it.
My favorite anecdote with that in it is in the tournament, Chevy was doing a race against Devster, I think, and he forgot to check his map before going into the dungeon and just started doing a Dragon Roost Cavern out of logic. Just because in the dungeon just had so many semi-good items, like just pieces of hearts and stuff like that, so it kind of looked real. And then he just realized that at the boss, when it didn't drop a shard, that it wasn't the place. And somehow he managed to win this one. I don't know how.
The Gymnast having the deluxe pixel box right now, all he needs to do is show the one picture to both people, and then it works for both checks.
Yep, it's kind of beautiful.
Oh wait, I forgot that you've only commentated like 50-some races, probably, if not more.
I've commented a lot, yeah.
You probably know almost everything there is, dang near.
I know a lot of stuff about this game. Like in the tournament, sometimes I was commentating with people and they were learning stuff because I saw it in a race before. Like I taught Lollycry that you could kill the little eyes in Forbidden Woods with fire arrows if you were too close and they were close. So. And no, the auctions are not part of the race.
Dan's game.
No, Dan's game.
Dan's game.
Dan's.
I would cry.
Yeah.
I would literally cry. Oh, Jim. Oh, he forgot to set the wind to the
right direction.
Oh,
yeah.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. So you hop in your boat and you quickly turn to the west, I believe, and then pull out for just a moment, just to change the wind, and you don't move.
I think that's the west, but still.
I can't keep track of directions.
East. Yeah.
East? I thought you said west.
I think I said south. Not sure. Everything is going south right now.
Oh, Gymnast is going to get his quiver upgrade.
Yeah, not the worst thing to get, but not required.
Post Tower of the Gods is great.
Yeah, not great post over the gods. Great if you want to practice your puppet Ganon and are very bad at it.
That save by Jarhead just now.
Oh wow.
He bounced off the thing and went backwards just far enough to get back on.
I love how the Master Sword for Lucas is just a baseball bat.
It's just a glowing baseball bat.
just beautiful.
Oh, Dean's game. No.
Dean's game.
I'm out. Everybody have a good night. It's good commentating for the first time. I'm out.
Please, Dean, stay. Come on, Dean. Aww. We lost a Dean, guys. Or at least he muted himself. I think he's taking the opportunity to maybe go get water or something. Send your GGs on the chat to Dean for being a good sport about this joke.
Alright, water has been obtained.
Yeah, I totally called it. I was like, oh, he took the opportunity to go get water.
I forgot talking this much makes your mouth difficult.
Yeah, and I told the chat to send GGs to you for being such a good sport about the Dean meme.
Send your hopes and prayers.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know. If I'm a meme in the Wind Waker random community, I'm okay with that because this is like one of the first games that I've kind of really been a part of its development. Whereas like Wind Waker HD and SD have already been pretty established, but we've been working hard on finding strats and optimizations for this game for like the last year.
Yeah, honestly, we've found so many things about this randomizer in general. It's kind of amazing.
Even Trog, a veteran, is just like, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Also, just the fact that I think the one thing that blew my mind at some point was the fact that I realized that some tricks were just like random exclusives that you couldn't do in the real game, and I was just like, oh my god, we're at that point.
The Tower of the Gods boss he skipped is 100% no exclusive, and a couple other things that involve the clipping mechanic is also exclusive to this, because we have come up with so many strats on how to like do Earth Temple without medley, or how to do it without a single key, or you can do it without Mirror Shield now too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we knew about this months ago, but we've like reintegrated that concept so that people can like know it.
Kind of beautiful, all the things that are being found, because tonight I think we only have 2 races, but we have a much bigger community in general with a lot of players just finding out things. And also we gotta give shoutouts to like the communities from HD and SD themselves, because a lot of players are from those, and some stuff that can be still found in those games can be applied to our game too, which is beautiful.
Barrier, skip.
Barrier, skip.
On it.
Can't wait for barrier, skip.
I like in the Japanese version of SD though, how you can skip the cutscene for the barrier.
Oh.
You hop onto the ledge and just like jump off and void out around the same time you jump into the cutscene trigger. Because that trigger activates automatically, whereas the English version, you have to slash at the barrier for it to trigger the cutscene. So, I don't know, just little differences here and there. Oh, Jarhead getting pushed. Don't be a pushover.
Yeah. Oh no, we fell in the pit. The electric pit.
If you like what you see, give the runners and commentary a follow.
Yeah, you guys should follow the two runners and that Dean guy. They all stream. and it's pretty fun.
and we'll get Monticle a nice follower base before he actually starts streaming too. So
Yeah,
so
I think I'm at
we'll-
7 now, which is kind of funny since I don't stream.
yeah, I had like 2 or 3 followers before I started streaming because like I was practicing Wind Waker, but I didn't have the ability to stream it yet. So I was just like,
Okay.
I might have done the steps out of order in that case. I probably should have got the streaming equipment first, then started running Wind Waker. But hey, mistakes were made.
I can't judge, man. I'm doing the same thing. I know how to play this randomizer, but damn, I do not have a capture card and the will to play on Dolphin. I mean, I have neither of those.
Dolphin is cringy.
It's something.
It's like, think about it like this. It's great for grinding your practice because you can practice the specific jump or like that Dragon Roost leafless strat. You can practice that a crap ton of times before, like, in the usual version it would take you time because every time it's like 30 seconds. But you can practice that trick a couple times a minute, maybe even like 5-10 times a minute, which increases your consistency way faster than everyone else. It's like, I bet Jim practiced that trick.
And yeah, we're not really dissing the emulator, but sadly playing the randomizer and the emulator will sometimes have a few little problems. Like one thing I've noticed lately is one of the players that play the weeklies, Sias, will have this weird glitch when he gets into any zone with lava. So his game just looks very trippy. It's hard to play. Sadly, the emulator Dolphin doesn't react very well to every single graphics card, so you never know really how it's gonna react until you try it with your computer.
I think I have a Nvidia or something like that, and it
Nvidia.
actually does everything surprisingly like 0 flaws from what I've seen.
Yeah, when I was playing on Dolphin, my only problem was that I had to play with an Xbox 360 controller, and that's not fun.
Oh man, I got my Dolphin set up, and I was like, now what do I do? And then I had my Wii U Smash adapter stashed away in a drawer somewhere, and I'm like, USB ports.
And to answer your question, Ozuneko Cafe, the weird thing with this is my graphics card works better than a more recent graphics card somehow, and still I have a few bugs. It really depends on a lot of things. Like you can have a graphics card that's the same as someone, but from a different company, and it will bug in a different way since it's not exactly the same hardware as the game wants.
There are settings you can adjust within the emulator, but ooh, Jim is opting to do key skip. Nice.
Oh damn.
So what he didn't get a key from his first pass through here, and so he is simply when he roll clipped, he went into the door frame so that he can go around the outside to get into the loading zone for this, so that he will leave it normally, and then he'll go check the other check.
Beautiful.
Yep, beautiful. I've only had to do this strat like once. I'm very glad it's getting seen right now, and he's doing a double hook shot.
Yeah, just getting to skip this mini boss is always fun because it's so easy.
There's several different ways to skip it too. There's like a bomb boost setup. There is a roll clip setup. There is a tingle bomb setup. I love it.
Yeah, there's so many ways to skip this mini boss, and the most beautiful part about this is I should probably switch the audio, but you guys are gonna hear this. The mini boss music doesn't stop.
Was that a treasure chart?
I think it was, yes.
So Gymnast is raking. So what I would have done in this instance if I were Jim is I would do the storage route through the Earth Temple just to get the shard, and then I would go and do Wind Temple checks, opening up the warp so that I can go from Wind Temple back to Earth Temple if needed. And like, let's say I got light arrows in Wind Temple, and I'd be like, well, don't need to go there. That's worked out for me actually a couple times really well.
At the very least, I've seen him open the warp bot, so he will be able to come back here from Wind Temple, which is going to be a good help for him.
Because it's like, if I can avoid double dipping, there's the potential he can full clear Wind Temple, and it's going to be useless.
Let's hope for him that it is not useless. The only thing I will ever wish that is bad on every player is for vanilla light arrows, and I'm still wishing for it today.
Well, how about a Master Sword vanilla on top of light arrows? I think that would be the best.
Yeah, that would be the best, but sadly they already have their full Master Sword now.
Yeah, we're not gonna get any fun today. Oh, Jim missing the bait.
Yeah, being baited, man.
The reason Gymnast isn't finishing Earth Temple right now is that he doesn't have all the required items for it, or he think he can do it faster later, or it's the Wind God song is located. That song is completely, or that, yeah, that unnecessary completely.
The one reason that he didn't keep going in Art Temple is probably because he doesn't have command melody, which is kind of essential to a lot of places there.
Unless you just storage through it, that'd be another reason.
That's true. That's true.
Because you don't need her once, so you can blast the Earth Temple, and oh, that's kind of like a risky thing too, because the I think he did it out of logic actually.
Yeah, it was out of logic.
He might have set himself back quite a bit by it. Maggie said it. Okay, so I was actually contemplating if he even had it yet, because Jarhead did, but now I see. It's hard to say what the runners are thinking. Sometimes they aren't thinking, and that's what the problem happens.
Yeah, who needs to think, man?
and sometimes they're just super swimming random places.
I'm honestly starting to believe that they're gonna have some stuff behind the letters, and we'll need to find the delivery bag at some point.
That was on the last seed I played. That was my exact thought as well, and I ended up not getting delivery bag like way late.
You know what will be very, very bad for delivery bag? On the Master Sword Chamber delivery bag.
Ooh.
That's mean.
That would be the meanest.
Yeah.
Iron boots before they find delivery bag. Well, Gymnast is gonna go check the angular island. Jarhead is checking. I think that both these islands yield nothing, but they're going for the hints too. Oh, sorry, update about the hints. Jarhead tried to put in a code or something like that that makes the hints a lot better, because each one of these hints, from what I've seen, have almost all been different. So they made it so that I don't think you get Triforce hints, and you don't get like repeated. They're randomized amongst the quadrants a little bit better.
Fire and ice arrows have been found.
Where is that fairy island that he is at right now?
I don't know which fairy island is, honestly.
Alright, I will...
one peg at the entrance.
Oh wait, he had to hammer the one peg? I think he is on... Okay, I see Greyfish. I know where he is. He's on Western.
Nice. Yep, that's Western.
The best Western.
Yeah, honestly, those new places, the fairy fountains, I have a bit of trouble finding out which one is which. At some point, I will remember. So finding fire and ice arrows there is very nice, because you can add straight to needle rock now.
Yeah, that's a very nice little routing thing there.
And the routing writes itself.
The Needle Rock has the highest probability of the elemental islands to have an item.
Oh, very nice to know. I still haven't skimmed through the stats that Woofer made. I really should.
Well, if you think about it, Woofer probably studied those stats day and night more so than he studied his execution. That's why his tricks are all consistent, but just a couple of them are a little bit slower, but it's more consistent. It's foolproof. So
Yeah.
I think that's literally his knowledge of knowing what to go to do and what to skip was just
The only thing I wish is that he studies as much at school than he does with those statistics.
What is school?
It's that thing I skipped and shouldn't have.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is that you can always go back because you can, take some time to discover yourself and be like, whoa, maybe I want to go do this, and you can actually go to school with
Commit melody for
Wow.
Jarhead.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice. Before going to your temple, that opens up much more possibilities.
That's right. The mirror chamber. There is strats to do that without command melody.
Oh, there is now. Oh boy.
Glitch logic. Azer's glitched logic.
Oh no, not that.
Like, I have played a couple of the glitch logic seeds, and it gives you a playlist. It's an unlisted playlist of Azers of all the tricks that are included in the logic of the glitch there. So you could have Cabana Deed behind the Cabana, or you could have a leaf behind a leafing spot or something like that, or you could have Iron Boots in Wind Temple or something like that. You could just, it's the worst things.
Yeah, the worst things can happen in that logic, which is why I'm glad we don't run it on every weekly.
Fire Ice for Jim, nice.
Yeah. Not so long after Jarhead, so probably the next step for him will be to go to Needle Rock too. So Jarhead is now going to check on Creep if he has the light arrows, because we, at some point, we were commentating and said that it looked like Creep always had the light arrows, and in that seed, at the very moment we said that, Creep had light arrows. So now we always need to go there.
Well, it's kind of like logical because he's
Yeah,
underneath
it
a
is.
lighthouse. A light arrow's lighthouse. Easy.
Yeah. Not saying it's not logical. I'm saying that it's crazy how often he has them.
I like to side hop from the top of the windmill and
Wing Gods are it.
okay. So it looks like they're both headed that way right now, so might as well.
Yeah. And there's also the transparent chest, which could have the light arrows too. It tends to have them often.
Or it could have a delivery bag.
Oh, that too. But I'm still wishing for delivery bag, I swear.
And they're right here on Windfalls, so that would help them with their route.
Yeah, that was so nice for them.
Come
Oh,
on.
just the red true jelly.
Dang it.
I love Jello, but not in that context.
Can you please refine this jelly before giving it to me?
Dude. You want a red potion? So I was watching like someone just play the game, the vanilla game for fun recently, and they gave like bait to a rat in Dragon Roost Cavern, and the rat gave them red potion, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I almost speedrun this game. I didn't know that. It was beautiful. And time for Fire Mountain.
The Woofer Mountain.
Yeah, Fire Mountain. Last time he commentated with me, and when I said Woofer Mountain, he was like, please don't.
Oh.
Kind of like when
hit
the
upon a
Dean
soft
meme
spot.
starts with you.
Oh no, I'm more than okay with people memeing on the Dean machine because I'm just a meme.
Yeah, I mean Dean the memeing machine.
We got Trog Island though, and it's like it's just if we can hit and Gymnast, I don't really need to name anything after him because he has dominated this game as a monopoly for years.
Yeah. He's been in the game for so long that the game is his thing at this point.
People associate Wind Waker with gymnast. It's synonymous.
The Legend of Zelda, the Gym Waker.
The Gym Waker.
And this is violent. Oh, and Gymnast is going for Ice Ring first.
Ice Mountain is the lowest probability, but it's so negligible that it's essentially the same.
Oh, and
The odds
Telescope. For
Oh,
Jarhead.
that's the best item in the game.
Yeah, well, now we can finish the game without Ariel being sad about us not getting our Telescope back to her.
I always go for the double snipe on Ice Ring Island. If you like line up just like slightly over the ice block of the chest, you can hit them both in one shot.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw that was when a player had only one arrow to get into the island.
Oh man.
Okay, is Ice Ring gonna be nice tonight?
Nice ring.
Ice Ring Island, yes, that's what I was going for. Iron Boots, so kinda.
Wow, vanilla iron boots.
Yeah, vanilla.
I like me some vanilla.
Who doesn't like some vanilla?
Now, when people say, what do you want for ice cream, and someone says just vanilla, are they like downgrading how good vanilla is? Because vanilla is like top tier flavor.
Yeah, it really is.
It's so good, and just the aroma of vanilla. Like, I could sniff a vanilla bottle for fun.
There
Not
we
like a
have our vanilla addict.
Sorry, you guys. I may have a problem I need to talk, but we'll get through this together, I hope.
And Gymnast is back here.
Is he grabbing a key
I think he is, yes.
and heading to Wind Temple?
Oh no, he cannot grab a key here. He found both.
Interesting. I wonder if he's just popping in here to get the behind the gate check. I wonder if he skipped that for later for some reason.
Yeah, he skipped it earlier, so he's gonna be disappointed because I remember this from Jarhead and it was only a skull necklace.
It's definitely a lot better, in my opinion, to just get things right away, because like the probability of it being something, the risk reward is like too high. Like sure,
Yeah.
you maybe save out, but then if you have to come back, you're already losing.
Yeah, I was talking from a perspective where we know what's in it, but for our players, never forget this. But they have no idea what's in the chest before they open it.
Neko Cafe called it. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Jim could do the cheese strat for that too. You just go right across and torch. All.
he fell
torch
down,
the-
but yeah.
He's got hook shot.
Oh, he could have done that, yeah. But still, he's gonna be able to cheese the puzzle.
So Jarhead is now headed straight for Wind Temple. So we were giving favor to Jim before, but from looks of it, they're and he has command melody. That's right.
Yes, he has command melody, so he can go through this dungeon.
And hopefully we get delivery bags somewhere in this dungeon. Which could have some arrows or something behind.
I'm still hoping for my very mean seed with the delivery bag in Hyrule, but still. Yeah, yes, French vanilla, very good.
French vanilla. Oof, so good. I put that in my hot chocolate.
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
It just gives it that little bit of a creamy undertone.
Yeah. There's lots of good stuff to put in hot chocolate. Love it.
I sometimes have a blender bottle at work, and I just throw milk and hot cocoa mix into, and it's cold, and I just have chocolate milk that way.
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
I never knew it worked backwards, but
It does.
yeah, it does. Vanilla bean. Oh my gosh, guys, stop it! My stomach is already.
Yes, Jim is going to the place where command melody is, so he should be right behind Jarhead soon.
I give him 2 to 3 minutes to catch up.
Yeah, and And the little lead that Jared just got will probably crumble if Jared decides to go to our temple left side first when they get there.
Um,
If it's a thing.
Watch Woofer's videos. He never goes to Earth Temple left side first because there's the probability of getting key locked,
Yeah.
like Gymnast did, and he had to do that skip. But the probability also is like left in
Yeah,
the
man.
chamber.
Got to play that problem game.
It's a big guessing game, but then the one time that does make his probability based gamble, he could lose it all easily. So it's just that one time though.
Andrew, I'm getting his Cavern melody. A beautiful item.
Is that checked off?
And I just did it.
Sorry, I'm
Good
going to
man.
sleep. Just had a
It's
stroke,
okay.
sorry.
Please don't have a stroke. That's not a good thing to get. Have a stroke, how to bundle it.
Pinzo bean flavored ice cream. Oh man.
Is that really a thing? That sounds kind of good.
Or kidney beans or lima bean.
Kidney.
Lima bean ice cream. Oh man.
Oh man. Let's just open like a ice cream shop with just bean flavored ice cream.
It's like the Harry Potter of ice cream shops.
Yeah. All flavored beans.
Oh my gosh, that meme. Well, now he's checking up the Woofer Mountain.
Who needs memes when you have beans?
And a Dean machine.
Yeah. A lean, mean bean machine.
Who eats his greens?
Oh, damn. This is kind of starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss book. Just us two trying to rhyme.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fine.
I want to rhyme, but I'm out of time.
I just bought some the other day.
Oh.
And then I spilled it all over my hands by accident. And I had too much time on my hands.
That's not a good thing to do. And time is kind of expensive too.
Yeah. The gymnast falling and doing Dean strats falling in the lava.
Oh man.
Sick burn.
I wonder if Jared is gonna use your odd shot setup. Because if you do that, you have to commit and actually do the wall skip, which implies getting it by the propeller.
You have to get hit by the propeller. Actually, I've gotten really good about falling down there while it's on and staying out. Like being able to pull the leaf and drop low enough that I'm in the floor but underneath the fan.
Beautiful.
I've been testing my strats and it's gonna save me those seconds. So I gotta have them. I will risk it all.
Also, since you're here, thank you for that odd shot setup because that's how I learned the hot shot.
If you don't odd shot in this dungeon, you just might as well hope that it's not ever in your seed randomizer.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's awful.
Like before even learning to go mode when temple, you should learn that hot shot so you don't have to do that part of the dungeon that has no chest in it.
Before that, I used to climb up a couple platforms and leaf over to the door frame, not the Wizrobe door frame top, but the one straight across from it, and do a roll clip out. And I was pretty bad at that one too, because you could get hit.
Roll clips are usually a bad time.
They can be, but it's safer to do them earlier than it is. If you can like that, then your timing should be like good. Because like the thing about storage is that it's not hard because it's visual. If you do it too early, you'll bounce, and if you do it too late, nothing will happen. So you'll have a direct visual, and you'll know exactly how to adjust. And the probability states you shouldn't do it any more than about 3 times. Once you're like adept at it to get storage, because you just know how to do
Yeah, you gotta learn how to do it first. That once you learn it, once you learn the timing for a place, it's pretty much easy after that.
And there's tons of visuals too that you can use. You can like just look at when the B button pops up to cancel, or you can watch Link as he falls. Like, let's say it's a higher ledge, and then once like the ledge is by your head again, that's probably a time to cancel because then you're about to the ground.
Also, yes, chat. The only thing we're looking for right now is the light arrows.
Or delivery bag, but
Yeah, delivery bag could be a good item to look for the light arrows. So, who knows? Worst case scenario, they get the delivery bag in Hyrule and then have to use the mail to get like their light arrows, which would be very terrible for them, but very entertaining for us.
I really want ice cream right now, though.
Oh, dude, same. I don't think there's any ice cream place open at this hour for me.
I have, where I work, we have vanilla bean ice cream, and sometimes I'll just grab a scoop of it and let it sit out and melt because, like, I can't eat things because I'm always busy. And so I'll just, like, walk by and it's melted and I'll just drink it quick, and it's just the most refreshing beverage. Melted cold ice cream. It's so good.
At least it's still cold.
Well, yeah, it retains some, like, because of it being so thermodynamic.
Yeah, man.
Did I just say that? Oh, Jar! Oh, no. Oh, he got saved by the platform.
Damn, that platform is so nice. And Jim is opening the Tingo chest, which had a small key.
I appreciate all the wonderful people to send me ice cream. Although I do have access to vanilla ice cream, 3 gallons of it, $17. Hit me up. Black market, let's go.
The black market of ice cream.
We're gonna start a.
Now I'm just thinking, like, you know, in those movies, like the old timey mafia movies with the guy with the long trench coat with watches in it, but with ice cream. The guy just opens his coat and there's melting ice cream cones.
Oh no, they would have enough money back in the day to afford refrigeration.
Man.
It's like Al Capone only got caught due to the IRS taxi because he didn't. Whoa, gymnast.
Jim.
I've literally gotten hit by that bubble maybe once in the several thousand times that I've medleyed over that gap. Because when I used to run the all dungeons category of HD, that was like, oh my gosh, I had to do that so much.
That's the wrong killer.
It's never happens. It's just I just took it for granted that it never happened, and
it's possible it can happen.
And then one day, yeah. It's usually during a randomizer race.
Are you saying that the randomizer randomizes the movements of the bubbles?
Oh, they have to.
Oh man.
It's all
man. Also, we're seeing some very crazy divergence. Jim is back in Earth Temple, and we have Jarhead in Wind Temple. So if one of the two temple happens to have the light arrows, that could be huge for the other player.
Yeah, definitely. The only issue is that I'd say it's still faster to go mode Earth Temple because you don't need any keys or anything.
That is true, yeah.
So the only thing that Jim would need to go if he had to go Wind Temple is he'd have to go find a key, which is actually kind of late into the dungeon from what I saw.
Man, let's hope for both players that it goes well for them.
The hints have been pretty garbage this seed wins.
We had a very good hint at the beginning about the bow being in the RC, which Jim took, but still.
Okay, that was basically the rest of the hints were stuff was on the ball, and it was stuff they got.
Yeah. They both didn't have a hint about any of those two dungeons, so they're kind of just gambling on the dungeon they prefer. I feel.
And I think Gymnast did Earth Temple out of music too, because he did it before he even had command melody, so kind of a bold strat he's taken here. No, nobody knows what's going on in these dungeons. I'm completely checking them out.
This seed is back to the first tournament where they had to gamble and win or Temple. It's beautiful. We're back, boys.
I'm really glad I wasn't a part of that because I think I was too frustrated to like want to go through that.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. It's kind of harsh
Those seeds were anywhere from like an hour and 30 minutes to like 3 hours.
Yeah, there was no consistency in those seeds. It was just like, oh, one day it's gonna be very good, and the other day it's gonna be awful.
That could be Winds, but think Jim also would have to find a key in Wind Temple, whereas Jarhead can go directly to Earth Temple and immediately go straight to the end.
The good thing for Gymnast, though, is that the Tingle chest had the first small key in the dungeon, which is not very far in. So not a lot of looking around for it.
I mean, Tingle Chest, I would want to skip that, personally, but climbing back up. Because there's a lot quicker checks you could do, like, low dungeon, but you're, again, just gambling at that point.
Oh, and Jarhead is in the hole.
Oh, no.
Now, the fastest way to get out of here is to get caught, somehow. Please, Hand, take me away. Hand!
I really like the layout that we have been doing with the randomizer streams anyway, because we've just put all the tracker and stuff on the side of the screen so that everyone can see like what we're doing or what's happening or something like that.
Yeah, it's very nice. Oh, and a silver rupee for Jarhead.
Bombs are just easier than a frame perfect mash that you have a 50% of getting anyway, because frame perfect means you need to be pressing the button, not releasing it.
Precise, man, precise.
Hey, Wins, man, that was pretty
Unfortunate.
it was very, yeah, incredibly unfortunate that you had your tech issues and just the circumstances of the weekly. But I'm more than certain, and I more than want you to be part of whatever the Sunday weekly and the next weeklies, because you are very skilled, and your amount of practice and grinding has definitely shown that. So just keep up the good attitude, man. It's hard sometimes.
Oh, and a fourth bottle for Jim. So he just won the bottle percent.
A bottle
run
percent,
for tonight.
nice.
Yeah, well, percent has been won.
Jim's got 3 checks right now.
Oh.
Feather, oof. Looks like this could be a dud.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a possibility of vanilla. That could be a thing. Which would be a bit annoying to both players.
If it was a vanilla... Oh wait, they don't have either light arrows, do they? Oh, if this chest, if neither one of these chests are it for them, because they're both at the last part of each one of their respective dungeons, so
Yeah.
like, that's pretty like...
That's confirming I roll, or maybe a mail check. So
oh yeah, wait, did they get delivery bag?
no, not yet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Joy just letting the bokoblin. Oh, delivery bag
Oh boy.
for Gymnast. Gymnast has the delivery bag. So
Oh boy. Now this table is all of a sudden turned immediately.
yeah, there's also Baito's letter from Earth Temple, which I always forget. But remember, as soon as they finish the boss, somehow.
He just mails it right away. He's like, oh, they finished up, and oh, Jarhead. Does that mean that Wind Temple was empty?
It really was, yes.
Yeah, I don't think we clicked off a single thing for that, for Wind
No.
Temple. Oof.
Oh, we're gonna get to click it or something at some point. But,
Oh wait, delivery bag. Let's click that.
yeah, I already did it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I was just waiting for that delivery bag, man.
Hopefully Jarhead does the woofer strat and goes straight to the basement.
Oh yeah, that would be very good.
That would at least push him back up to a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm always on the side of a close race.
We've been talking a lot in the casual races, blowing up my phone on notifications, and
Oh yeah, man. This is the place to get you noticed at.
well, I just want to know when people are racing, not just talking about general stuff. But I mean, I guess that's helpful too. Keep up. Don't actively seek out stuff, but hey.
And it's time for Monker on Jarhead's side. I almost want to skip for the music, but I shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah, I think left side is probability-wise less likely to have things because it's supposed to have more keys to lead to it.
Yeah, it has more requirements. Also, yeah, you need like fire arrows for that place, so that's one more requirement. There's still a possibility of the mail having nothing in it, so who knows?
Well, yeah, that's right. There's 4 checks, but that's an incredibly high probability, isn't it?
Yeah, and if there's nothing in those mail checks, both players would have to full check the other dungeon. So that could be a very long race. No, we haven't found light arrows yet. We found delivery bag in our temple, but it's about it as far as leads go to where they are.
It's pretty interesting when you've raced people for a long time that you actually developing what their thought process is because, like,
Yeah,
think similar to them. Getting the
yeah,
snipe.
yeah, man, gotta get those snipes.
You can do a second snipe directly after that snipe if you're like quick as he's going back into the ground. If you just whip up and pull it, you can save all this time. It's like a 30-second time save if you get it.
So we're now at 7 shards for Gymnast. And Jared is gonna join them in a few seconds.
Alright, some mail checks hopefully.
Yep, Vital's letter, letter to Mom, Moblin's letter, and Maggie's letter are all checks that can be checked now.
I mean, I think Jarhead definitely made the logical choice to go to Temple.
Yeah, most players would believe the place to be better, but sadly it doesn't happen every time.
It was one item that separated the 2 dungeons because I think the rest of the dungeon was like empty. This is kind of a not fun seed. And like I'd be like, if I were in Jarhead's position, I'd definitely be like sweating bullets. The delivery bag was in like the second to last check in Earth Temple for Gymnast.
Yeah.
You say Wind Temple? More like Wind Temple.
Oh, good one. Oh, a forbidden tingle statue. A piece of art. So we have 2 more mail checks, and then we will maybe have confirmation that those light arrows are somewhere in Hyrule, which will be very weird.
Hopefully one of them takes the gamble. This is my favorite cutscene of the whole game right here.
I love it too.
Jim's looking backwards. What?
Yeah.
What?
He found the frame.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, there's an area too. I didn't remember. Oh boy.
So he just has to mash A to leave. Yeah. But that's actually funny because he didn't have to because this time. That's so funny.
Oh, another piece of art. So there's 2 more mail checks in the overworld, and then we will have confirmation for Arrow. Unless they found them first. Okay, mailman. Are you going to be our magic mailman tonight?
You just got a letter.
You got mail.
Correct.
Getting his Downflower, ordinary trading side quest, which is going to be the last overworld check they have.
Good probability for that one.
Yeah, there's a strong reason to
Wide
believe.
boner.
Okay. Night arrows have been found.
All right.
So we're currently just gonna have to go mode Wind Temple for Gymnast.
Losing a little bit of time on not save warping right away. Come on, Jim. This game is really dynamic, so like when you get into like patterns and habits, that's kind of sort of bad for this game, because this game you need to be able to react and think on the fly.
Yeah, it's kind of part of it, because every seed is different. There's never the best way to do it, just the best way for the night.
Jarhead's dead zones look like crap. Oh boy.
Yeah, dead zones are kind of a problem with some controllers.
I bought a $20 controller off of eBay. It said like new, and it literally was like so new that like the joystick doesn't move at all and the buttons are quiet. And quiet for a GameCube, so they're still incredibly loud.
I just took the internals of a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate controller and put them in a color plastic shell instead.
The Smash Bros triggers are different.
They are, yes, but I replaced both trigger parts with the old ones, so it's pretty good. Trust me. So Giant is still looking for his Light Arrow's inner temple. Sadly, they won't be there for him, but he doesn't know that yet. Oh. And time for Makar to hit the switch.
Gymnast is missing that chest. Yeah, Tingle.
Yes. Tingle chest has a key.
And Tingle chest check is slightly slow, so there's a tiny potential Jim could skip it to opt for one of the hub room checks. Because the spike room chest also has one, I believe.
Yeah, I think the second one is the spike room, but I'm not sure. Or is it the cyclone room? Might be the cyclone room.
Those are both relatively like quick and along the way, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's just what do you do in this? You just take a guess. It's
Yeah,
literally
you
all
kind of
can
do.
with this.
There's no way around it.
It's kind of a funny concept, but we start the game off the exact same way every time, basically.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of from there.
It varies a lot from there, yeah.
Yeah. And the more the game progresses, the less like chances that it's gonna have anything or that your guesses are gonna be right, because the probability goes down drastically the more good items you find right away. Yep, Jim looks like he might not be. Not confirmed, but maybe.
There's a huge maybe here.
Like I said, it's kind of a slow check. You gotta climb all the way back up. Granted, climbing is like twice as fast as before, but
it's a lot faster in the randomizer. Thankfully. Oh, he's going there.
all right. Getting rid of that guy quick.
And yeah, guys, get ready because the Mulgar team is coming up soon.
Get your sour plus.
Yeah, man. Get ready. Oh man. Oh, Earth Temple big key for Jared. A few more checks. And yes, this is the skin of Lucas. One of the newest skins to come out of the Randomizer community. There's very good skins in this game. It's beautiful.
I really want to commission for like a Morty skin from like Rick and Morty.
I'm still waiting for either the post box, because I want to play as the post box for some reason, or a Danny DeVito skin. I want to play as the Trashman man. With the voice clips from the PS2 games with Danny DeVito voicing Phil from Hercule or something.
Danny DeVito should have been Detective Pikachu as well.
Yeah, it should happen. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is very good, but he's no Danny DeVito. And time for the side jumps.
And he's in.
Yep. Now we only need to phase through the wall. There we go. Beautiful.
In that wall.
Oh man, time for the jam.
I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody could like feel some Morty skin because like I just love the jeez man.
Oh jeez man. Oh boy.
I say that like 50 times a day at work.
At least 50. Yeah. It's part of your contract. You have to do it 50 times or else they will fire you.
I've tried to get fired. I showed up 25 minutes late today. The best part is that I actually woke up this morning at 9 o'clock. And usually on a day that I work at 10 o'clock, I will be waking up at like 9:40 something. Because it's a 10-minute drive. So I'm just like, roll out of bed and go. And so it's like 10 after 10 and my boss calls me like, hey, you know you worked this morning. I'm like, oh crap, I just woke up with you right there. I hope he's watching right now, just kidding. He doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah, I like to believe that your real name is not even Dean.
You never know.
That's a beautiful joke about that line.
You could search for it, but it definitely won't come up.
Dean, the cook guy from that area. Let's look that up on Google.
From that one place.
That random place that I don't know about.
Princess Pink, there are... Oh yeah, they do have... But they're not great. They're pretty decent. The Fado custom voice, I think, is glitched, so I never use it.
Yeah, I think the Fado custom voice is just like Link, but deeper. But
it's really distorted.
Yeah,
every
really
time you
distorts.
roll, it's just really scratchy. It's like, it's unplayable, dude.
The dead zones in that controller, man.
I see it. It's awful. It's either all or nothing there.
I'm sure you get used to it, but still.
Arrows is pretty good, and then also... Oh yeah, Clouds is really good. And, oh my gosh, who else?
Ganondorf is really good. Custom weapons for every single thing.
There's a Ganondorf skin?
Yeah, there's a Ganondorf skin.
Gosh, I must have not updated my skins in a while.
Yeah, there's a few ones. I think there's someone working on a Zero Suit Samus and a Samus skin too.
Oh man.
There's just a lot of skins, man. You can play as whatever you want.
Alright, Gymnast is off to Hyrule. He's got about 10 minutes or so. And Jarhead probably has about 10 minutes before he's in go mode.
Gonna have to fight Jahala.
Yeah, you can make your own skin if you know how to have like the program for it. Gymnast is winning right now. Hey, let's update those Triforce shards. What do you say?
Yeah, we should. I kind of forgot.
When you get to the end of the race, yeah, there's barely any tracking. Just
It's
you
kind of
pay
easy to
attention
forget at that
first.
point.
No, he probably won't. He
I
won't
mean,
because
he only has one more check to do.
Yeah.
He has one more check to do, and then just a boss to fight that he needs to fight
wait.
anyway.
No, he has left side. That's right.
That's true. Well. It's time for that little thing. The best part of any seed. And it's called the bear skip.
How do
Then
you say that in French?
I mean, I can say that in French. C'est l'heure pour le meilleur goût de toutes les seeds. C'est-à-dire le barrière skip.
Because like when I was watching the French stream, like it was just illegible stuff that I couldn't understand, and then barrier skip. I'm like, oh, I understand that.
Yeah, I think a few people mentioned that because they were like, "Oh, that's the same guy that does it for us, but it's not my language."
Is that actual? I did it! I did
it! Yay!
I just watched the original video on that like a couple days ago because I
Oh.
need to update. Oh, it's his compass even.
Yeah, it's the compass.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Yeah, and he had no way to know since last time has not been done yet. So Gymnast is now heading for Puppet Ganon. That's gonna be fun. Well, before Puppet Ganon, he has to meet the guy that's doing a little cameo in the seed since we never went to Forsaken Fortress, and that's Phantom Ganon, which is gonna last a whole 3 seconds at best, and then die. An honorable and painful death. Again, because he's already a phantom. Oh, and Jim saving the frames. I love the mini blends.
Mini blends have like the worst audio file.
They really do. What about the mini blend custom model? Oh,
Ooh, they're gonna start implementing the enemies.
that would be real cool.
Goblin. Ooh,
Dude,
that would
I
be
want to play
really
as a chew.
cool. Which one? An electric blue chew, a yellow chew, green chew, red chew?
The one that has to save the world, aka the chosen one.
The chosen one. Oh no.
Yes. That's the worst one I've said tonight, guys.
I think
You heard
that's-
it there.
Oh.
No, there was not anything necessary in One Temple. The only thing they needed in One Temple was a small key to go mode the place.
No, when Temple was empty. Earth Temple was also empty, other check right
Except the delivery bag, yeah.
And that, in terms of Jim Beam doing that first, that was what set this race apart.
Yeah, that race kind of ended up on our Temple, One Temple gamble.
It's a coin
Nothing you
toss.
can do about this.
Because probability-wise, you know, you want to go to Wind Temple if you have the checks for it. Plus,
First snipe.
I love that first snipe.
There's the second, though. Kind of hard to aim when the tail is in the right side.
Not all too bad. I think it's harder though once he pulls up like that because it's kind of blocked in a weird way. But the fact that Puppet Ganon is moving on like all the accesses, it's so hard to predict and lead.
Also, Shimjao. There's a Breath of the Wild randomizer that exists, but it's only an app that tells you rules that you have to follow in the game. It's not an actual program. I don't know if it's even out like for real yet. I think it's just in beta for now.
I don't know. It's kind of an interesting concept.
It's a good concept.
It's good, but like I don't know.
It's
When's
good, but
Wind
it's
Waker
like-
HD?
At the same time, the only reason that it is even a randomizer is that you are following the rules yourself. If you decide to just cheat, you can. There's nothing stopping you.
And they've been trying to do something with Twilight Princess Randomizer too.
Yeah, I heard the person that's working on that one sadly drops the project every few weeks.
Poor Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy, and he just gets discouraged because he's trying to grind the game, and he's also trying to put to as like a sweet game for other people. So he's in a tight spot.
He's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Poor little guy.
A rocky, hard place, maybe.
Yeah. The rock temple. As long as it's not the rock bottom temple, we're good.
I prefer the rock lobster.
Yeah, rock lobster, man.
I love that first snipe on the snake cannon as well.
Oh yeah.
If you get track shot to top it off, oof, it's so crisp.
Oh, man. So many ways to make that fight faster, man.
Actually, what I saw Cryptic did in his PB of Puppy Ganon, he shoots Puppy Ganon with that first snipe, that snake phase, and then as it's flying up through the air, he moves upright to shoot it again, and he gets it in mid-air.
Oh wow.
And then he just bombs it. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Okay, he's. Oh no! He just missed. And it's over for Puppet Ganon. Meanwhile, Jarhead is starting his fight against Jahala.
Too bad I didn't have light arrows for this fight.
Yeah, light arrows for Jahala fight is just so good. Makes it such a trivial thing.
Or the hurricane spin would be wonderful.
Oh, both of those, both of those.
Maybe the combination. Gymnast might be thinking he's winning if he's checking the chat, but also at this point, you could literally be less than a minute behind, or ahead, or something like that. It's so
Yeah.
at this point in the race, it's anybody's. Like in fact, with Jarhead and I think it came down, or was it a race between Wins and I? It was literally a 4-second gap.
I think it was a Jarhead, and yes, 4 seconds.
That was what all purposes a tie essentially.
Yeah, the only race I saw that was closer at some point was before the second tournament. There was a weekly between Potato Mech, Ninja something I don't know, and Scary Olive. That was a very long race, but 3 hours later they were like 1 second apart, and that was just hype.
Unbelievable. Yeah, they do not have chat Uncle Zelda, because if like somebody were to be watching both, there's a tiny potential they could be like giving hints or something like that.
Yeah. And it's over.
Gymnast, well that was bad.
This is classic. Send
Honestly,
your GGs in the chat for Gymnast would just finish the seed with a time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 52 seconds.
honestly, I'd say with that time was probably almost as good as it gets for this seed because of having to do things in such a strange order and how items weren't coming up after a certain point.
Yeah,
It was
pretty
so...
strange seed overall, let's be honest. So we have it done for Jim, so maybe he will join us for a little interview. Meanwhile, Jarhead finishing his dungeon. Oh, and Gymnast is now in the setup.
Gymnast.
Should be moving here soon. And GG Gymnast.
GG.
Hello. GG.
That was quite a scene.
Yes, I made many bad decisions.
Well,
You still finished first?
granted, you made the best decisions you could because Wind Temple was empty too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
For-
I mean,
for-
it was mainly just the, like, searching pretty much all of the overworld for, like, 20 minutes, not finding anything.
The bow hint
Yeah.
was probably your best hint because
The
I
best
think
hint.
Jarhead didn't even get a
Yeah.
single hint that was beneficial to him.
Yeah, I mean, the bow hint, it was nice because it, like, I mean, I was planning on going to DRC early anyway, because that's typically what
Yeah.
you just kind of do, but that
Roost Cavern, yeah.
solidified it for me.
In general, though, with the seat given, yeah, that was a pretty good time, no matter what.
Jarhead is a pretty skilled player, so him finishing up, it's gonna be around the 230 mark. It's tough to say what to do sometimes when you guess.
Yeah. Also, we're kind of starting to wish for a very mean seed where the delivery bag was in the Master Sword Chamber or something.
We just gotta hope for the best sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're not here for the players. We're here for the entertainment value of bad places being your troops.
Yeah, the longer
Yeah,
the seed,
you're-
the more fun we have to commentate.
You're here for the suffering, of course.
Yeah, man. That's like 90% of the entertainment value. Also, congrats on not forgetting a Trifle Shard this time.
Yes, thank you. That was definitely, I think, my biggest victory in this race.
Honestly, you won the victory against yourself, and you won the first place for this weekly, so even better.
Yay!
And Jara getting his town flower.
He's gonna go get his light arrows right now, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no Master Sword, the chamber, but it's kind of good still. Because I like to say that the real heroes in this game are the delivery men. Because they always have something. And no, Uncle Zelda, the long side quest is not active for this race, those races. The short side quests, though, are all active.
Yeah, long side quests are things like watering all the, or like the forest water side quests.
The
Like,
actual golden trading side quest too.
Yeah, no one wants to do those in a randomizer.
Even if the golden trading side quest is kind of funny because even when you do it completely, you can actually skip like 3 items of it, which is kind of funny.
Should have a race one day that's just all long side quests.
The worst race ever.
Oh,
Love it.
boy.
I mean, I was talking about alternative game modes with someone and was like, oh, just have a week where the weekly is just the treasure charts and call it Sega Best Fishing.
Gymnast, when you got the first seed, was that one randomized entrances?
Supposedly it did.
That's what Math Girl said.
It didn't show up for me on the, or like on the patcher, but I don't know. Maybe it was.
That would have been such a surprise to walk into Dragon Roost Cavern and we're an Earth Temple.
I played the Randomizer entrance with another player that always confuses Earth Temple and Wind Temple. And when we entered Earth Temple, it was Wind Temple, and when we entered Wind Temple, it was Earth Temple. So he was just so lost.
Uncle Zelda, Getting the magic armor from Zunari is considered a short side quest, and to get the magic armor, you just have to trade up to the exotic flower, which is just 2 trades.
That can be done at the same go run, so it's
Yeah.
very quick.
Only takes like a minute to do. You have like the delivery bag.
Just gotta go to Great Fish and trade twice. If you do the wall quest, it gets pretty long though, because you have to warp to a few islands and even sail to Mother and Child a few times. So
Yeah.
kinda annoying. Also, Jared is now adding for the little cameo of this run, Phantom Ganon, which we never saw before and will last a whole 3 seconds at best. He's our celebrity guest for tonight. So other than that, Jim, how did you feel about this whole seed in general? Did you like the ints or something or all that stuff? I think you used the Tingle Tuner at some point. Oh no, that's what Jared.
No, I didn't use the tuner. I was too lazy to go get my Game Boy and cable.
That's fair.
I didn't figure it would help me very much, to be quite honest.
Jared used it once to get the ferry on outset early, but that's it.
Oh yeah, you can tingle balloon across there.
Exactly. And bye, Phantom Ganon. You will be missed. Still, I have a very good question about Phantom Ganon. Like, he's the Phantom already, but we kill him there. So is he double dead, or is he alive again? Because the negatives made it positive.
I think he's... I don't know. I think it's more like Phantom Ganon...
Vaporized. Something.
Beforehand, Phantom Ganon is dead. He's just dead. But then when you shoot him with the light arrow, he's officially banished from existence.
That makes sense. But I kind of wish that made him alive or something. Love.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty funny. The
I
light
mean,
arrow.
you shoot him with the light arrows, you find him 20 years later in Cuba. He owns everything.
I mean, well, the light arrows do heal Goma for some reason, at least in the vanilla game. I think that was fixed in Randomizer.
If Ganondorf was a little better at putting his troops at the right place, he could have put Goma instead of Phantom Ganon there, and you couldn't do shit.
Yeah. Although I think Goma kind of wants lava.
Yeah, which is kind of hard because Ocarina of Time is just a spider that doesn't like fire. It's crazy how puberty does things. He was a spider, became a scorpion. And that was a very quick puppet Ganon phase 1. In general, how do you feel about the new settings, like the new fairy fountains and the tingle chest being added to the logic for those races?
I think the Tingle Chest makes sense because we were already going past most of them anyway.
That's true, yeah. It can kind of force double dips, but that's kind of fun at the same time. It just changes things a bit.
It sort of takes out a gamble for the DRC boss key chest, because it's definitely always worth it to go down there, unless you can deduce that 2 small keys are there.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I kind of like the fairies too. It has lots of time to the runs, but at the same time it's kind of fun to see all the possibilities of routing they had.
I just swim everywhere.
Yeah, just swim, man.
I'm kind of neutral about the fairies myself.
Just take a dip, man. Go to swim.
We were talking about trying to get random chests that are in the overworld to be like in a separate category, like the one on Crescent Island, or like the one under Grandma's house, or something like that, or the one on Ice Ring.
Yeah, one on Ice Ring.
Hanging out.
Yeah, that's one. Or maybe the one in the Mother and Child.
Yeah, that would be another good option.
Yeah.
Especially if you have FF in your seed.
Yeah. It's still kind of funny that the fact that we had Great Fairies doesn't add that chest, since it's the queen of the Great Fairies.
The chest is the fairy.
Yeah, she's the queen.
Disguise. You haven't even seen my final form.
To be honest, though, the chest is a bit less disturbing than the actual form in the game.
Oh boy.
The little child fairy that just tells fairies to go on you and give you the power of ice and fire.
I got a lot of mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, still not as creepy as the Breath of the Wild fairies.
I mean, Ocarina of Time fairies.
Oh, that too. Those
I-
polygons, man.
The worst. I mean, I thought the Breath of the Wild fairies were kind of an interesting twist on it, but then they like grab Link
Just grab
and
you in the thing.
do unquestionable things.
Yeah, just don't ask what's going on there. That's not good for the E for everyone rating.
The E10 plus rating.
Yeah, E10 plus.
Breath of the Wild 2 hype.
Oh man,
Oh man.
that's Zelda with short hair though. Oh,
The greatest adventure ever.
When's Breath of the Wild 2 randomizer?
oh, that's a good question.
Oh man. Hopefully they'll have actual dungeons.
If you get an item from Ganon in randomizer, it just gives you a green rupee.
Oh no. Rehydrated Ganon.
Just pour some water on him.
Some forest water.
Forest water.
Yeah.
Forest water kills him instantly.
Oh
Oh,
no.
man. I could use some forest water right now.
What do you think forest water tastes like?
Probably the most heavenly thing they ever tasted.
Either that or it tastes like just old water with leaves in it. And I
Oh, so maybe it's tea.
No, I don't mean tea.
Oh.
That's good. Not like the worst tea you ever had.
Oh.
I've only ever had tea twice, and it was pretty bad both times.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
boy.
get the nice teas, man.
Get the chai tea?
Oh man, chai tea is pretty good.
I have actually drank water out of a stream up in the wilderness, and I can confirm that it tastes like absolute amazingness, so it would probably taste similar to that.
Yeah, that's a sad problem with wild water. The fact that bacteria doesn't taste anything, so you don't know it's there.
I like iron in my water, though. I like taste.
Oh, that didn't
You
mean
like
iron.
tasting blood in your water.
Oh boy, the blood of my enemies, of course.
Just turn that water into wine. That's the beauty of it.
Anyway, Jarhead's finishing up, so
Thanks, Gymnast, for keeping our commentary on track. We've been
Yeah. Very nice guy, that
30
dude.
seconds. The only difference between these times is simply the Wind Temple, Earth Temple first. That's basically what set these differences here.
yeah, the reason I did Earth Temple first was because I knew that, or I figured that if I did Wind Temple first, then like I wouldn't save as much time go moding Earth Temple that I would if I would go mode Wind Temple.
Interesting.
Since like I knew that in Earth Temple, I knew that I was probably going to skip a small key in the bottom half, so I was going to skip one chest most likely, and then like overall I just had less checks to perform
That's a very
compared to what I would have had to do in Wind Temple.
I did really much like your mini boss without the key. That's an amazing strat. I've only had to use that like,
Oh yeah,
It's always nice to see.
or you turning around the frame perfect frame before the postman and old man cutscene.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was pretty
That's
interesting.
cool. I always like to see out of bounds of that cutscene, and that was just a touch better again.
No Picto Box crash either.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing what you
Very
can do
nice.
when you don't get light glitch.
Honestly, I kind of laughed when I saw you using the regular Link model because the cheerleader one just bugged you last time. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, he's not taking any chances tonight.
I mean, the two times I've gotten light glitch, one was with the Samus model, and then the other one was last time with the Cheerlink model.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's usually because the model is too heavy for the memory or something.
According
Not
to
optimized
Wolfer.
enough. So
Oh crap! I forgot to check off light arrows for
How could you?
Uh,
Oh, man.
well,
Slacking off on tracker duties. Wow.
I've never commentated before, so I was just like, well, I can't really run tonight since I ran last time, so I'm like, hey, let's give it for the other guy a chance. And then I also was commentating at the same time and then trying to work the tech.
Oh, I see.
So new experiences.
Even I got there late, so that guy was holding the fort. Thank you, Dean, for doing that, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to learn my place.
Yeah, man. So I wonder if Jared is gonna join us. I'm just gonna message him real quick.
No, he said he had to quickly leave and go somewhere else.
All right, thank you for the answer, gymnast. So I'm gonna post a few links in chat, and then we will be able to wrap.
And give the follower or the runners a follow for sure. These guys are awesome at running this game. High quality meme content.
Indeed.
And definitely give the commentators a follow because starts streaming, he's gonna be the secret sleeper who destroys everybody in the next tournament.
Oh damn, I don't believe this. I only do the simple stats.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, man. Also, if you guys want to join our Discord server, we organize the bi-weekly weekly races on air, and the next one is going to be on this Sunday and at 8 a.m. EST.
EST, yeah.
Yeah, EST.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
Why are you making me wake up at 5 a.m. to play Wind Waker?
9 a.m.
You just need to move.
Oh, okay, fine.
That's all. Problem solved.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll move just for these races.
Why not?
West Coast.
I mean, the hour for this one is more for our European friends, but still.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And yes, I know it's EDT at this time of the year, but EST, everyone understands. It's all right.
Eastern time.
Yeah, Easter time. Thank you. Anyway, with that said, follow my co-commentator Dean Machine. He's amazing. Follow Gymnast. He won the race. He's pretty fast. He's finding out stuff on Skyward Sword recently. It's pretty fun. I've got a few streams. How many times did you guys save yet with all those glitches in the Skyward Swords, by the way?
Over 2.5 hours.
Oh my god.
That's basically the barrier skip of Skyward Sword.
It really is.
Well, it was, all the tricks coming together. Like, there wasn't the biggest individual trick saved about 75 minutes, but that's only half the time that we saved in total.
That's crazy. The game's actually runnable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 5 hours long anymore.
I'm so glad I learned heart percent a month ago, and then it just nope.
Well, you can still use what you learned.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Oh well. Anyway, with that said, any last words for this stream, you guys, or can we end this there? What is the last?
Just thanks for the race, as always.
Well, thank you. And with that, we will see you this Sunday. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.